What's up, everyone? We're back for part 2 of the NFL East. So, I'm back. I really feel, Edgerrin James is going to really help the Seattle Seahawks. He did something special for the Arizona Cardinals last year. Everybody felt he was washed up, he was done. Arizona had no running game in their run to the Super Bowl. What him and Tim Hightower did for the Arizona Cardinals is give them a running game. Guys that can run first down, third down, first down, second down, and a guy that can run third down. Edgerrin usually ran the second down plays, and Tim Hightower did the first down and the third down. But what Edgerrin James brought to that team was grit. He brought them leadership. He brought them a whole lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. Edgerrin James might be up in his 30s now. He's 31. But I think he can still play. Just like Jamal Lewis, I think, out in Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. He didn't have the greatest game last week, with the Cleveland Browns against Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings. But, it's just the first game of the season. I think they'll have a better week this week. I think the Cleveland Browns are due for a win. They play against a tough team this week. It's not going to be easy. I think Brady Quinn is just starting to get his feet wet. Now he's the man. He's the starter finally. There is no argument between him and Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson's still there. If Brady Quinn, doesn't do good. So way I look at this, I think the Cleveland Browns, the Browns Nation, the Cleveland Browns, anything's possible. They just got to stay positive. I think the Cleveland Browns and the fans of Cleveland, just like you stay positive for LeBron James, stay positive for Rick Nash of the Columbus Blue Jackets, or your Ohio State Buckeyes who plays today. You're never going to give up on those teams, so you can't give up on the Cleveland Browns. Over the years, the fans have kind of given up on the Cleveland Browns, but the way I look at it, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to do something special this year. If they make the playoffs, it's going to be special. They have made the playoffs for a very, 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 very long time. It's been since 1990, I think it was 95 or 96, around that time period, the last time they made the playoffs, the NFL playoffs. So, you only hope, you give this team a chance, every chance, but guys like Blair and Edwards have to step their game up, Now he's the number one wide receiver out there, and I think Brady Quinn's going to do his best. This is his first year as the starting QB, and he's still young. He was drafted a few years ago, a late pick by his hometown team, and the way I look at the situation, the Browns situation, it's almost like the Chicago Bears. The Bears lost Brian Urlacher for the season. This is a critical blow. Now people are saying that the Bears aren't going to make the playoffs. At one time people were saying that the Chicago Bears are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Now with Jay Cutler, probably the greatest QB since Jim McMahon, the former QB for the Chicago Bears back in the early 90s and late 80s. But, don't give up on the Chicago Bears. I really feel that, the head coach of the Bears, Lonnie Smith, he knows what he's doing. He's been to a Super Bowl. He knows how to win. He's a winner no matter what anybody says. The game of football is full of mystery and full of intrigue. And I think the biggest game that I'm going to be watching myself, Sunday night, down in the heart of Texas, Dallas, at the new Cowboys Stadium, capacity 100,000 fans are going to be at this game. The world's the biggest scoreboard, 160 feet wide. It's going to be probably one of the most attended games in the history of the NFL. 100,000 people are going to be watching the Giants, the New York Football Giants, and the Dallas Cowboys. My money's on the Dallas Cowboys. I think Tony Romo showed me last week in his game, against the Carolina Panthers. They showed that they had real toughness, and that they could play against a tough defense. They don't need Terrell Owens. They don't need all the controversy. He doesn't need Jessica Simpson anymore, all the distractions. If he can just focus on his game. He said even in an interview, I'm doing it for my team. I'm playing as hard as I can, and I want to win. I'm not a loser. I want to win. That's what I say of Tony Romo. He's a winner. Every one of those Dallas Cowboys are winners. And they just got to go up there and win. I mean, Roy Williams stepped his game up. I saw him play. I saw the game, saw a few of the highlights on the NFL Network. And let me tell you, Roy Williams played amazing. Patrick Quayton played excellent. These guys are starting to pull together. They're starting to play like the old Dallas Cowboys. When you had Troy Aikman, you had Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. And Barber kind of reminds me of Emmitt Smith. He isn't really getting any of the spotlight, doesn't get any of the big celeb or any of that, but he just goes out there and he works his butt off. I mean, if Dallas can keep playing the way they're playing, they might have some success next year in the playoffs. The wild card or the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. That's all I got to say, folks. This is Mark Spencer. Bye-bye for the NFL Week 2, 2009, Part 2 of 2. We'll see you, folks.